at this character.
Dao,
There are 12 strokes in this character.
点、撇、横、撇、竖、横折、横、横、横、点、横折折撇、捺。
So what components is this character made up of? The radical being used here means walk.
绰、手、
Let's look at some examples.
街道，道歉，
Here are some characters that look similar. You can learn everything there is to know about this character in the Train Chinese iOS and Android apps.
Michi is one of the most commonly used kanji characters in Japan, but however useful it may be, it has probably the scariest origin among all kanjis. Michi is composed of two radicals, shinyu and kubi. Shinyu signifies feet walking towards a direction. I mean, we can see that it kinda does look like it. This part being a person's head, and these are the feet. This kanji, called kubi, signifies neck, or more accurately, a person's head. It's also a pictogram like shinyu, where this is supposed to be the hollowed eyes, and this here is believed to be hair spiking upwards. The kanji kubi is believed to be an image of a severed head hanging from its hair, sort of like this. So what's the relation of these two to each other, and why did it become the kanji for road? Well, back in ancient China, the place was haunted by evil spirits, and whoever tries to go or pass through the unexplored areas is certainly perished. So what did people do to drive the spirits away? They walked carrying severed heads. Yes, heads, plural, a couple or a few more. Back then, people believed that these heads have strong spiritual powers and that it would scare away unwanted entities. So roads are basically traces of people who walked carrying a few decapitated human heads. Michi might have had a dark history behind it, but it is arguably one of the most important kanjis out there. It was once used to refer to the different administrative regions in ancient China, Japan, and Korea, and even Vietnam. A popular example would be Hokkaido, which still retains its name to this day. Michi or Do does not only represent the physical road, but also has a more abstract meaning. The Japanese tea ceremony is called sado, which literally means the way or the proper way of tea. Here, Do can be interpreted as art, or sometimes is interpreted as something that exceeds art. A lifestyle, doctrine, or principle, perhaps. This also applies to Judo. Its founder Jigoro Kano developed a kind of jujutsu, more popularly known as jujitsu in the West, that involves not only the physical body but also mental and moral discipline. So Bujutsu martial arts is far different from Budo, or the martial way. So Bujutsu focuses mainly on techniques, while Budo puts more emphasis on the state of mind. Sado, Judo, and Budo all share origins with Taoism, which is Chinese philosophy of putting emphasis on living in harmony with the Tao, or the way of the universe. Now I might need to make another video about Taoism, but these four all share the concept of naturalness and the doctrine on which flowers, martial arts, or life should be ordered. Regardless of its apparently dark origins, the kanji Michi can also be interpreted as a person in constant progression, a person who keeps on moving forward despite the tragedies of life, a person who sees beauty in the ordinary, strength in weakness, or harmony in disorder.
In this presentation, I will talk about
probably very famous Chinese character and a very frequent one as well, which is pronounced Dao. Dao in the fourth tone. And even people that do not speak Chinese might have maybe seen this character somewhere, because in Roman pinyin, when we write it, we spell it with a D, but sometimes it is spelled with a T. Sorry, Tao, and then you just add a little ism to that, and it's basically the same Tao as in Taoism, and its original meaning, the first meaning that it had, was actually the meaning I think was always the way, like for instance, the way that you walk on a path, a channel. But the Taoism scholars, they took this character and transformed it into their main doctrine. So basically, the way, like the with the capital T, the way that you should follow. I mean, that you should lead your life. That was the Taoist Dao, and it's the same character that you see here on your screen. Today, why I chose it and why it is so frequent is because you can find it in the expression 知道, which means to know. So basically, 我知道, it means yeah, I know. And so this is pretty much a character and a word and a morpheme that you can use hundreds of times during your day, and you can see it wherever you look. So the way you write it in, first let me just tell you what components are in this character. So the first one is this one over here, which is pronounced, if I'm correct, 戳, and it means to walk. And the second character is this one over here, I mean the element, and it is pronounced 手, and it is the head, like a head of a person. Even today, if you say 首先, it means like at the very first, like very firstly. Head pointing to the top, to the first, to the basically first section of the body, or something like that. And so together, head and to walk meant that, you know, people walk, that like the feet and the head walk together, and as an extension, it was the way, the path, the channel. So let me show you how to write it. So you start, you don't maybe see it, but if I divide the character into two parts like so, you will see it a little bit better. So again, it is these two sections that we're interested in, and you start with the right one. Sorry, you start with the right one, and then you go to the left one. So you start with the right section, and you first with the top two strokes, then the horizontal one, then the pied stroke, and then you finish it off. So if I just separately write this one over here, it's written something like this, and this is the shou, and then you finish it off with the left side. Now, one thing and a very important thing to look out for the left side is that the dot is easy, but then what follows is this is one stroke. So this is really one stroke, and then this is the second stroke. So basically, this section over here consists of two strokes only. Let me just do that one thing again, because this used to confuse me on no end to no end, because I didn't know how to write it. I was writing it like 1, 2, 3. It was really confusing. But in reality, the thing is that this bottom stroke is the most confusing one, because it's actually a na stroke, which usually is written, for instance, you can find it over here.